Welcome to the Uplevel with Becca Grabinski. I'm super excited to do this with you. This is your pre-work. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive in and I'm going to show you this is for you to be wildly successful this month. This is what we want to do is we want to create some type of clarity first, and then we're going to amplify it, and then we're going to integrate it. So all in 1 month. This is the most pinpointed, focused process you may ever walk through. Okay. And the reason why we have such a short time frame on it is because your energetic up level is we don't want to take you linear steps. That's third dimensional. That's not the game that we play here. We play in the energy of quantum, which you go from here and you hit your goal. And the middle doesn't make logical sense. So real quick about me, I am a high achiever mentor. I help successful, unfulfilled entrepreneurs find their center of gravity, which means we do the inner work. Most of you have mastered the external world, which means you have created some success. You have created some things that you like, some things that maybe you don't like. But in here, you're still not feeling the way that you want to feel. And so the purpose of these monthly up levels is to take you, and we're going to create this masculine container, which is like a focused, I like to call it like a fishbowl, right? And then we have this feminine flow energy, which is like the water inside the fishbowl, and your fishbowl can be as big or as small as whatever you want. You get to decide. But it gives you clarity and it gives you structure energetically. And when you can understand the structure energetically, you can create a lot more effectively and a lot more quickly. So this energetic shift, okay? For those of you that don't understand energy real quick, you guys, everything is energy. I'm teaching you quantum physics, manifestation. You can call it whatever you want. It's universal law. And whatever we think, we believe, that we feel, and that we project out into the world, it comes back to us. And so there's a couple belief systems that we need to implement for you to be wildly successful in transforming your life. One is everything is your fault, which means every single thing that happens, your question that you ask is, how did I create this? It takes you from feeling like a victim and feeling very hopeless and helpless to stepping into the driver's seat and feeling into this like, wow, I created that. Now I'm going to create something better. We take our power back and we learn how to use the energetics, and we get into our body, right? We're highly intuitive. We feel everything already. Instead of having this feeling that's going on within us be all over the place, let's align it. Let's move into a state of like this inner peacefulness where it's almost like we command the energy and then it just shows up. So on average, when I do this, which we do it all the time, right? This is not like, am I manifesting or am I not? Everything that we're projecting into the world is coming back to us. We have this like scale of 51%, right? There's some things that you maybe think that you put out into the world. So 51% is what we want to hit consistently to be able to move the needle. Obviously, more than 51%, it's going to come a lot faster. I like to play in the 98, 99%, but that takes time and energy and effort. And I want this to be this introduction to energy in a way that is 1, highly advanced, 2, highly simple. Okay. So we have this masculine container. And in this masculine container, so we're going to create this container first. In it is going to flow, right? It's almost like you have like bookends to your day. You have your morning routine, you have your evening routine, you have some things scheduled in the middle. Those are all masculine energy. They're set in place, right? Whereas the feminine energy is the flow of like, well, what are we going to make for dinner? Maybe you don't know, and you kind of flow into it. There's different areas of, where you're going to go after work, or, what you're going to do with your time outside of these scheduled events. So we're going to look at this in terms of creation. And you are used to creating out of control. So control is ego, and ego is not what society says, that ego is not like a pompous, I'm amazing attitude. Ego is, this is what keeps me safe. Ego was created to keep us safe from bears and tigers chasing us. Fast forward, we don't have bears and tigers chasing us. The ego needs something to do. And instead, it takes different areas of our life where we're actually very safe, and it makes us feel unsafe. It reels stories. And so if your ego is really empowering or taking over your life, you're really reacting from this like external way of being. And so you move into this energy where you try to control things. Now, when we move into the realm of energetics, there's nothing to control and there's nothing to fear. Instead, it's this leaned back creation, like as if you're just like painting a picture. And whatever you paint just comes out. It's very simple. It's very easy. Control is very like fear-based gripping. So like, I need more money. I need this relationship. I need this deal to work out. I need this lifestyle. I need this home. I need this thing. I need to feel a certain way. I need, right? The frequency of need is low. The frequency of desire would be nice if is higher. So control is very ego-driven. Creation is very soul-driven. You have this beautiful heart within you, and you have this gut reaction, right, to everything where it's like your intuition feels good, right? It pulls you towards something or it pushes you away from something. Now, this is what I want to ask you, and this is my absolute favorite tool, is the hell yes and the hell no. Okay, so something comes to you, you're presented with something, a person, a thing, an opportunity. You listen to your body. Does my body say this is a hell yes? Or does my body say this is a hell no? And sometimes we need to walk down a path for us to be able to see, like, is this what I want? So I'm going to give you a great example, okay? I was living about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes from the ocean in Florida, and my life was great. I didn't have to move, but there was something that was pulling me that was like, you need a significant change in for your desire. Let's explore and experience this. So I moved inland into this amazing community. And I signed a very short lease, and it was just kind of like this, something is pulling me there and I don't know why. What do I have to lose? I can live anywhere. So I moved, had the adjustment period, started meeting people, like still not really understanding why I'm here. And what happened is there was a different frequency in this community that actually was making me an energetic match to something that I desired closer to the ocean. And so what this did is this intuitive move, physical move, gave me a ton of clarity of what my hell yes was. And so when we're this is where we are and this is where we desire to go, and we're making this quantum leap, the how, the piece that's in the middle doesn't make sense. Okay? It doesn't make sense. Sorry, I'm eating my hair here. Tastes good. It is literally doesn't make sense. And so I remember the first week that I was here, I was asking this question of myself, and I was like, why? Why am I here? It felt right intuitively. Months later, I can look and I can see I needed this space, this clarity, this frequency that I am embodying, that I'm surrounded by, to be able to move into the person that I needed to be able to meet the people that I was, supposed to meet here, to be able to take all of that and create what I wanted initially. It's very clear. So your intuition is your guidance system, and there's nothing fear-based around it, right? My ego had a lot to say about this move. My soul was like, just leap. Just leap. And so I did. A lot of growth came around it. So in this experience, I want to activate the fearless version of you. 1 month. I just want you to play in the identity of, if you were fearless, what would you create? Okay. So we're gonna master 4 different things in this pre-work of preparing our energy with clarity so that we can amplify it, so that we can integrate it. Integration is who we are energetically. Amplification is this practice of repetition, right? To be able to reprogram our subconscious, which the subconscious is actually what creates our conscious mind. The one that we're aware of is not in creative mode. It's behind us. Okay. So this is what I do with my kids. I repeat things that I want them to program in so that when I'm not around, although their conscious mind may be diverted elsewhere, their actual program is one of harmony. Does that make sense? So these 4 areas is first, we're going to talk about this 80% lifestyle. So 80% of your life, what does this lifestyle look like? The other 20% can be relaxation, it can be vacation, it can be, hobbies, whatever that looks like. But let's look at this 80% chunk where you spend the majority of your time, right? You can only sit on the beach and drink Mai Tais for so long. Eventually you're going to get bored. So that's in the 20%. In the 80% of your life, what does that lifestyle look and feel like? Like, what is that typical day that feels really extraordinary to you? What is that creation? And so maybe you just write down a couple bullet points. Okay, I want you to start to feel into that. And then 2, we desire things because we believe it's going to make us feel a certain way. When I learned this, it was pretty amazing, right? We desire a relationship because we desire companionship and growing with somebody, right? We desire a successful business because of one, maybe how it looks to our family. We get the love and acceptance that we desire. If we were really honest, that is what creates a lot of success at the beginning, is who do I need to be loved and accepted? That's the deepest wound, actually, that entrepreneurship and the success driven, right? The high achiever path, that's where it comes from. And then from there, it's like, well, how do you most want to feel every single day, right? Vibrant, abundant, loved. Like, what is the feeling? Peaceful, harmonious. You want something because you believe it's going to make you feel a certain way, but this is your experience. Is you've gotten there and you're like, it doesn't make me feel the way that I want to feel. It actually makes me feel depleted. My expectation of what this was and how it made me want to feel. And so what that is we need to micro shift your creative ability to focus on taking the desired outcome and matching it with the desired feeling so that this is the creation that we're bringing into fruition. And now you've hit the target. The 3rd, what do you desire? Okay, so if this is your lifestyle and this is how you want to feel, now what do you desire? Because all of these pieces are going to come together. What are some desires? I'd say keep it to like 1, 2, 3. Don't go past 3, because we're going to work on playing in this for the month. For those of you that are maybe new to this, maybe just pick one thing that you want to create this month that you want to play in. Okay. Now that we have this masculine container of clarity of like, this is the lifestyle that we desire, this is how we desire to feel, these are the actual like tangible desires that we want to be. Now we have to look at the embodiment of it. And so to get there, the foundational setting with this clarity is, what identity do we need to be able to be an energetic match for that kind of lifestyle, feeling, and desires coming to fruition? Think about that for a second. The successful version of you, the fulfilled version of you, what does that identity look like? Because at every given level, the identity of us needs to change. Otherwise, we either can't get there, and that's why sometimes you're not hitting your goals, or you can't hold it. You can get there and you can touch it, and then you lose it right away because the identity wasn't there to hold it. And so if your identity is that you're the best in the world at what you do, guess what? You're going to be able to hold anything, especially in your career and your business. The best in the world. That identity can hold any of the pieces of business growth or career growth that you desire. That is a high achiever identity and mentality. So when we take all of these pieces together, okay, now we have clarity. We kind of know how it feels. We kind of know what it looks like. We're starting to kind of expand it over the course of the month. We're going to let this expand and expand and expand and expand and expand. And at the end of the month, it may look totally different, and it doesn't matter. You can change your mind. So if you're in this, like, you have a tendency, and this is your ego trying to be a perfectionist, don't do that. I want you just to play. This is the energy of play and creation. So we get this set. We focus on this is the foundation, and then we amplify it. I'm going to teach you energetic tools within the body of how to move energy in your solar plexus, which is your power center and your center of identity. We're going to work in your root chakra, which is your center of safety and stability. Because if you don't feel safe, okay, guess what? Can't come. Okay. If your heart's not open, can't come. If your power center is a mess because you have had some issues with like feeling powerless, or you're in a current lifestyle or surrounded by people, right, that make you feel powerless, we need to work on the energy center. And that's where identity sticks. So I'll teach you how to take that identity, embody that into your solar plexus. Then we have the sacral energy, which is your second energy center. And that's the energy center of creation. And so if that's off, guess what? Your ability to create has minimized a ton. And now you can't hit that highest potential. You can't hit your full potential because you're not feeling safe, because you've got this contracted energy within the body. And then we have our throat chakra. So it goes through the sacral, right? The creation, and it comes out the throat chakra. And that is where the expression comes from, speaking your truth. Instead of you having this mask, this facade of like telling the world who they want you to be, and you showing up as a version that is actually not really even you, guess what? You're not going to be able to bring things that you desire into fruition in the way that you want to. And then you're going to be like, this creation doesn't work. Now I need to control. And now you're creating a lot more issues because things are not working the way that you want to. You've got some control, you've got some manipulation, but it doesn't really necessarily stick long-term. Okay. Then you have your energy center up here. This is like your wise center. This is like your higher self, your wise version of you, right? And then we have connection to the divine source, God, insert your belief system. So I don't teach any specific belief system. I teach energy, and then you take that and you can mold that around your belief system and however that fits right for you, okay? So pen and paper. I want you to set your timer for 20 minutes, okay? And I want you to write this down if you haven't already, okay? What is my lifestyle? How do I want to feel? What are my top 2, 3 desires? And what is the identity that matches it? I want you just to free write. So we are not thinking using our mind. We are feeling into our body and letting our pen write, okay? When you're done with that, for those of you that have joined, jump into the WhatsApp group and let me know that you are completed. I am so grateful that you are here. I am so grateful that you are doing this work. I am so excited for you to see one, where you are today, and 2, who you're going to be in a month from now. You're going to look in the mirror and you're not going to recognize yourself, because the pieces of you that were not you, that were unauthentic, the unbecoming of who you're not, so that you can really rise into the version of you that came here. It is a profound, massive, absolutely incredible transformation. And I am so jacked that you are here with me.